We're here at Icehouse for this Thanksgiving show. We got America. What's your last name?
Alan.
Alan.
It's actually my middle name. I go by my
really?
first and my middle name. Yep.
So America is your real first name?
Yes.
That's a fucking awesome first name.
America. Compared to Amethyst, I would say so, because that's what my mother wanted to name.
It doesn't get countryer than that.
No.
A girl named America.
It's pretty badass.
I was listening to your music earlier today in the car because I was like, I'm having her on. I gotta check out her music.
Yeah.
I've heard Chace mention you before, so it's badass.
Heck yeah, I'm glad you like it.
I really did. I was
Glad you
jamming
dig
out
it.
to it.
Oh yeah.
She aight.
Shit. He's always got the jokes.
Well,
Yeah.
you know.
He's the funny guy.
It happens, man. What's up, Justin?
Good, man.
I guess I should tell everybody. My name is Brian from
Yeah.
the Hometown Hot Rodder podcast.
Yeah, that's my
And,
co-host for the night.
We're idiots. And I'm going to co-host with Justin tonight. Thanks for having me on, dude. How are you, man?
Of course.
Good.
Fellow podcaster. I figured he'd be a good co-host.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Yeah, I would say so.
Yeah, well, and America's been on our show before.
Really?
Yeah. It'll be a lot more tame this time, probably.
So where are you from,
was a ride.
America? Like where you reside?
I am in Terrell right now. I'm
Terrell.
originally from Rockport, outside of Corpus Christi.
Damn, that's a good
South
drive.
Texas.
So
Yeah.
you drove from there to here today?
I drove from Terrell today, so just a little over 2 hours. That's
Okay,
nothing.
not too bad.
Yeah.
So is that where you started your music career? Was there around Terrell?
No, I actually, so I started singing in church as a kid, right, and did all that, but actually getting out in front of people and stuff, Oklahoma.
Really?
Yeah, after middle school, we'd moved to Oklahoma. My stepdad's work was up there, and my mom just started putting me out in front of casinos, getting me in casinos and singing contests, and I'd won my first singing contest. I was 16 in Lawton, Oklahoma, outside of a casino there.
Damn, you started young.
Yeah.
So it's nothing for you now, like as far as stage
Oh, no.
fright or anything?
I definitely still get stage
Yeah.
Do you
fright.
really? Do you really?
Yeah. I think everyone has that thing they do before they go on and they get nervous,
Yeah.
Yeah.
I experience it with this shit. Podcasting, like but then when you sit down, and I love the headphones because it really helps you get into the conversation.
Yeah.
You're not distracted.
Definitely.
Like, I don't know. It makes for a really good conversation, but I experience it every time I go to do one of these,
Yeah.
My main thing is like, I don't want to ask the typical stupid questions,
Right.
I like it to be just a fun conversation.
like
rather
cutting
than,
up.
yeah. Well, that's the best entertainment.
It's worked for us so far.
Yeah.
Hometown Hot Rodders, there's never a lane to stay in. Ever.
Well,
Nothing's written or staged.
Never. I got up there just now on stage to introduce JJ Jones, which he's killing it, by the way.
Yeah, he is.
But I got up there to introduce him, and I was like, I don't even know what I want to say. My mom goes, "Do you have my mom's here, by the way, everybody."
Hell
She was
yeah.
like,
Bring her on the podcast.
Do you have like a script or anything? I went, no.
What's that?
not a scripted kind of
No,
guy.
I can't read, Mom. I'm ADD. I can't do that. But so, is this the first time you've ever done? What is Chace calling this? Phantom tax?
Phantom Tex.
Yes, this is the first time.
Is it?
Actually, this is my first time in Texarkana. I've really
What?
just drove through on the highway before.
right on.
Yeah.
Well, no
so-
wonder I haven't heard of you. You haven't performed around here?
No.
Oh,
no.
well, shit.
It's my first time. I'm
So
This is
excited.
exclusive.
So this joint, Hopkins Icehouse, this place is cool.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Last time I was here,
I like
though,
it.
the area that we're sitting in was under construction.
Yeah.
And it was just that small area was all that you had.
Yeah.
And it was cool, but for somebody like me, like to come and see it, it was tough because it's so small.
Yeah.
So it's hard to act a fool in front of a small crowd. You kind of got to dial it back, and I'm not real good at dialing it back.
Yeah, we know.
Hey, I'm behaving on this dude's show. I'm not gonna do anything to get him kicked off the internet yet.
Yeah, I thought it was like the perfect setup for a podcast.
No, it is.
yeah.
You
no,
know,
it's a good spot.
we came in here
Especially
last
like
night.
this room.
Yeah. Well, I don't know why, but I had to have the TVs in the background.
Yeah,
I
I feel
just-
like we're on ESPN right now. All right.
He could
So,
go.
how about the
look.
Saints?
Yeah. He's gonna so wipe out all this video with me on it. It's gonna be cut off like right here. It's just gonna be stage left.
Hopefully our producers got us in the shot. I told them let me know if anything was awry, but
I'm
yeah,
sure it's all right.
I'm just now relaxing. I got here at 3:00. And I have been a ball of stress the whole time trying to get the internet. We're supposed to be live streaming this.
Oh, okay.
I announced we would be live streaming it, which I knew was a terrible idea in case something went wrong.
It never works,
Their
bro.
internet's not allowing it. So,
I've definitely put my foot in my mouth before, a
yeah.
time or two.
Yeah, I won't be doing it again, but
So we were trying to figure out your genre earlier.
Yeah.
That's a tough one for you. Like, I don't know how to place you.
Yeah.
Chace says you lean more towards the countryside. I can kind of see it. But at the same time, I'm still sticking with that Americana.
well,
Yeah.
and I mean, and your name's America. Like, how it's fucking written in stone. Like, it is very Americana.
Yeah.
yeah,
It's-
and hippie.
Yeah. Yeah. I would like to say
Yeah,
we
you
get
got
a little
hippie-
hip
you
in
got a
there.
hippie
No,
vibe
for
going
sure.
on, for sure.
For sure.
Little hippie vibe.
No, it's really crazy because, like, the first two songs I learned on the guitar was "Black" by Pearl Jam, and then "The Way I Am" by Merle Haggard. you
Hell
know,
yeah.
and so I don't know. My mom's side of the family was more alternative rock, you know, and then my dad's side was definitely old country and gospel music, you know. So I don't know. And as my teenage years and my young adulthood, I've gone through some stuff and have clung to that. Some really hard rock, you
Yeah.
know what I mean?
Well,
And just like, so I really listen to it all.
Like, I could 100% see you belting out like some grunge. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, I'm sure that it's
Like
some.
Screamo?
some fucking Alice in Chains,
Okay,
Nutshell.
okay.
No,
Yeah,
I
yeah,
could
yeah.
just see that at some open mic at some point you've done a whole song.
Yeah.
Have you ever covered Nutshell?
Have you ever done a whole song?
Oh, I wish.
Oh, please do.
So
I wish.
everybody that I have on the show, except for America, I didn't make her. I usually make them cover Nutshell.
That's
Oh, really?
badass. I'm going to go home and learn it
gotta
now,
fu-
and I'm going to come show you.
Hey,
I'm gonna have
come
to
on.
steal that from you because
Yeah.
I'm a huge Alice in Chains
Yeah, me
fan.
too.
So
Yeah, me too.
that'll
I
be the
love that
requirement.
But yeah, I could straight see you pulling off some Courtney Love shit.
Yeah.
Maybe it's because of the Shotgun song.
Oh, doing time?
Maybe it's because of that song.
Oh, I gotta show you my new one.
Are you-
It's called Death by Lover.
Okay.
And it's kind of just like that, but I don't know. Y'all
So-
will hear it soon.
So I am proud to say, Justin, that I kind of feel like I was one of the ones that got America to play a song out in front of people that she had been holding on to. And I was like, no, you have to
Yeah.
play this song.
Yeah.
Yeah, and people loved it.
Yeah, it's really crazy because this song is called Doing Time. I am doing it tonight.
Sweet.
And I don't know. I feel like it could fall into like the Johnny Cash
Yeah.
kind of shot my woman down kind of thing. You
Oh,
know,
hell
it's
yeah.
not too much to me. And then you have like Drunk Driving by Co Wetzel. Like there's sad, dark stuff out there and it's okay. But this song I showed to a few people.
So is it like a murder ballad
Yeah.
type? Oh, fuck yeah.
Yes.
I'm gonna have to be sure to be done with this in time. You're
Yes.
gonna last,
I'll
right?
let you know. Yeah.
Fuck yeah.
Yeah, I will let you know.
And when she played it on the show, I was like, you have to play that in public. So when we did
Yeah.
open mic at Herman Marshall, you're like, should I? And I'm like, fucking right, you should.
Yeah, because there is, on the second verse, there's two parts to each verse. And on the second part, on the second verse, I usually don't sing that part, those 4 lines, because it is so,
Dark.
I don't know, I guess dark, or it makes you imagine it, which, sure, it could be heavy, but life's heavy. You know
Yeah.
what I mean? Like, it's
No, the
real
best
stuff.
music's
Like,
heavy,
yeah,
if you
it's
ask me,
stuff
yeah.
that really has happened or does happen, you know? So, I don't know. I didn't hold back and I let it out, and people liked it. And
I told
yeah.
you.
Yeah.
Trying to tell you.
And I mean,
I told
and
you.
I have to give a shout out to Lou Kelly. He's at the Tahlequah station. He's the sweetest, oldest man, and I feel like he would be one of the ones that are like, oh, I don't know. But I did a women's show this year up in Tahlequah, and he was like, you have to record that song
Yeah.
soon. And I'm like, wait, what? You said that? Okay, that's cool.
That's the
yeah,
one.
I'm
That song
totally,
needs-
yeah.
it needs to be
I just
recorded.
got clearance from Lou Kelly, so.
It needs to be recorded, and it needs to have like one little almost hard, fastish kind of part in it somewhere.
Yeah,
You know
yeah.
what I mean?
Yeah, I definitely am like hearing a eerie still.
Yeah.
Well, now I'm
Yeah.
fucking hyped to hear this
Yeah.
song. I feel kind of left out. I'm like, I want to hear it.
Oh man,
Man, so we
I can't
got-
wait to play it for you.
What's cool for me is like this show, every artist here I've gotten to interview on HHR Unplugged
Nice.
before, like, when we had that show. So we started with Hometown Hot Rodder, and then I decided that I wanted a grown-up show. So we started HHR Unplugged, and it was going to be all about music. Well, we still couldn't grow up. So I was like, well, fuck it then. I don't need 2 shows. I'll just keep doing me. And now Chace is taking over HHR Unplugged, coming soon. But
Yeah.
you you were one of the first ones that we were kind of phasing Hometown Hot Rodder back in. So like we put you on both shows.
Nice.
And the Hometown Hot Rodder fans actually dug it more than the HHR Unplugged people. Like the episode did better.
Yeah.
On
Isn't
the
that crazy how stuff happens
on the
like
OG.
that?
Yeah. It did better on the OG.
Yeah.
So I'm like kind of new to the music scene. I've always loved music, and I've had a few friends that are musicians, but I've kind of transitioned into, I do a lot of tattoo podcasts with tattoo artists.
Nice.
But I really love music, and I have like in my later years, like a few friends that have really been going for it musically.
Yeah.
So anyways, I've only interviewed a few musicians, but what's really cool is I hear their music first. And then I have them on like earlier when you were talking about with the gospel and the grunge, it's really cool because I already have the music in my head, and when you say that, I'm like, oh, okay, that explains this sound. Like, it's cool to see it all. Each artist is so unique in how they gather from different genres to bring it all together.
Yeah, this is definitely 4 different types of artists tonight.
Yeah.
And I think, and that right there, I think is the most exciting thing for me tonight.
Yeah.
Is getting to hear, because I also, when I'm playing a show and I see other people are playing, I go listen to their stuff, right? Before I shake their hand, and I just want to know, because I really feel like you sometimes can read people through listening to their music before you
100%.
ever shake the hand,
for sure.
And so I do that, and so I listen to all these guys, and of course I've already heard Chace's stuff, but the other two, I mean, JJ and Lane, I was like, okay, yeah, these are way 2 different sounds. Like, I'm pumped.
Yeah.
This is
that makes it interesting.
This is 4 totally different types of musician tonight.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, I'll say definitely Chace's will be the most energetic.
Yeah.
Right? Like
yeah,
Chace,
I don't know why he put me last,
because
honestly.
you deserve it. Because you deserve it.
I'm glad.
Because you're the closer.
Thank you.
So about that,
Closer
the
energy.
reasons you deserve it, why don't you tell about some of the great things that have happened to you in music? Yeah, you got stuff all over the radio.
Yeah, well, okay, so I got a song Fast As I Could, and that was my debut song to radio.
That's also my motto. Sorry. My
Funny.
bad.
And, oh, man.
No, he did.
Anyways, he went there. We need like a bell, a tally board.
Hit the soundboard.
Yeah. No, I had a debut single, Fast As I Could, and it made it into the top 20. And that, I guess,
Wow.
I heard from a lot of different people, my promoters, people at radio, like, hey,
That doesn't
this
happen.
is pretty good for a female. Like, it sucks
Right.
that it's a man's industry,
Right.
but this is pretty good for your first song and you're a female.
Yeah.
So I was like, oh, dang, okay. So I kept pushing. We did a music video, which is on YouTube. And so I did that one. I've released a few other singles, got to do a few radio tours and meet a ton of people out on the road and radio stations. And
Wow.
yeah, I mean,
Where all do you travel to? I mean, is it kind of at random, or you have certain
No.
areas you like to go to?
I wish I could say that, but I don't. I really just get in wherever I can, because I feel like that's the most important thing to do in the beginning is
Right.
really just take what you can get.
So Chace has kind of put me up on game with. I had no idea about all the like the booking agents and the circuit and the way it works. And yeah,
They suck.
I
Right.
have no clue about like different regions. You know what I mean?
yeah.
You and Chace just did something in Oklahoma and I couldn't go. What was it? I was supposed to MC for you guys. Y'all went up to, it was 4th of July. Didn't y'all?
Oh yeah, it was the Labor Day festival up in Lindsay,
Labor Day.
Oklahoma.
Yeah, Labor
Yep.
Day. How was that?
It was fun.
Was it?
It was fun.
So, and then 4th of July, I did the Hope, Arkansas Independence Day deal.
Nice.
Chace played. And then there was some older band. I don't know who they were. They were a bunch of old guys.
Yeah.
I'm talking, and I'm old, so
So you know they were old.
yeah.
Like the Bullet Boys.
Yeah. They kind of look like Alabama and Santa Claus all together.
Yeah.
Right? But
All right.
you know what I mean?
Yeah.
But I couldn't go to the Labor Day deal, and it sucked because I wanted to go with y'all.
Yeah.
Because y'all are a good time and it's
Well,
fun
it
to
was
hang
fun.
out.
Yeah,
I
it was
bet.
fun.
I bet I'm a little disappointed
Yeah.
because stupid racetrack. You can't ever go anywhere anymore.
Yeah, man.
You got that need for speed.
Well,
Yeah, all the people I know that do that shit, their lives are consumed. Like,
racing, yeah, but we have a racetrack. So like it's 7 days a week to operate for 4 days. You know what I mean?
God.
It's fucking horrible. I don't know why
It's
anybody would
really
want.
funny, but if I wasn't singing, that's what I would be doing. is racing.
Yeah?
Oh yeah, I love speed.
You like to go fast?
Yeah.
Look at that, JJ. You
actually,
haven't ran them all off yet. You haven't even run them all
I've
off
been in
yet.
a few little
They still like you,
chases
JJ.
before as a child in the back seat. So,
Damn.
and then my dad, my uncles, they raced.
Oh, okay.
They did round
It's a family
track,
thing.
yeah,
That's usually the way it works. All the people I know, their dad did it, their fucking grandpa did it. Like,
Yeah.
So I'd like to apologize to all the Bold Lines listeners. I'm also emceeing this event. So every now and then I have to stop and turn on a microphone for a minute.
wearing mini hats tonight.
My bad, y'all.
Yeah. Oh, we pick up what you put down.
Yeah, so racetracks, man, it has the potential to be a great revenue earner, but a lot of times it's mostly just the work, you know what I mean?
That's what everybody tells me.
We're building up a new crowd. It's a new track, and we've brought. What's cool is that Hometown High Rodder has given me a different platform to use out there, to where we're not just bringing race cars. You know what I mean? It's not just your typical test and tune. So
Yeah.
we have a once a month concert now because I spent a year and a half in the music. So
Yeah.
I know a bunch of musicians now. And we're going to put together a monthly concert on the racetrack surface, on the surface of the track.
That's why I love doing the podcast, is that philosophy right there. Like, I don't have to just stay in my bubble with the tattoo artists.
No,
and
dude.
Fuck
No,
that.
no,
Like, I
no.
want to meet people doing other cool shit, you know?
Yes.
Like, and this area that we live in, you've never been here before, but Texarkana, it's not big, but it's not small. But, like, there's just not a lot going on.
Right.
But there's not a lot of support for local things. So that's what I'm trying to, like, start a train of fucking everybody support each other and do
Yeah.
cool shit, you know?
I'm down.
Yeah.
He said start a train. Sorry.
It's another one.
Yeah.
But no, every time we've done anything in Texarkana, like we've done, man, I think we've done, I've been here probably 10 times, probably not 10, probably 6 or 7 times with Chace. And then Whiskey River, we did Whiskey River one night. That was, yeah, that was interesting.
Yeah.
Yeah, shout out to their sound guy.
Do we want to know?
Sounds like it went well.
Jesus.
Yeah.
Have you ever, you shouldn't take a job reading children's books to little kids if you can't see, if you're blind.
Yeah.
You probably shouldn't be controlling sound if you can't hear.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There's too much space.
Shout out Whiskey River.
Yeah, there's too much
Yeah.
space. What you said? You said you wanted it in your face. We can't hear you, dear.
Well, we won't have that problem here tonight.
No, Chace is running sound tonight.
Yeah.
Yeah. Me and Chace will argue about it like 45 times too. Watch.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's fun.
Sorry, I had a question, but I forgot. So, yeah, I just went blank.
I do that about
Save me.
7 times a day.
So where can these fine folks hear
For sure.
hear America Allen music? Where can they find you? Besides
on
OnlyFans.
shit. I wouldn't be here.
Fee finder.
No, you can find me on AmericaAllen.com.
Boom.
That's the website.
There you
and
go.
then all social handles are America Allen. I'm on Spotify, iTunes, all that,
Yeah, I saw your Spotify today. Like, one of your songs had like 200,000
Yeah.
listens. Like,
Yeah.
fucking impressive.
Yes.
Yeah.
I think that might have been fast as I could.
Yeah, I think it was. That's the first
Yeah.
one I listened to.
I mean,
Yeah.
that song really did a lot.
Yeah.
And
Well, it sounds
I
like
put
a
out
radio
few more
tune.
after, and it was. I mean, it's nothing has done like fast
Right.
as I could do.
Right.
Yeah. But
I bet that's difficult with making music. Like, when you have one that does well, chasing that. Like, okay, now I gotta level up. Now I have to
yeah.
chase that dragon,
Yeah.
so to speak.
Yeah, and I really have heard that advice a lot the past couple years. Is, I work with a producer, Jude Dillon, and I'll send him something, and he's like, "Do you feel like it's better than the last thing you sent me?
Yeah.
Then don't send it to me."
Damn.
It's,
Damn.
it's tough, but
Yeah.
you got to keep people like that in your back pocket
Yeah, hell
that are
yeah.
going to check you and not just tell you what you want to hear. But yeah, I've heard that, and I try to do that. I try to outdo what I did last.
For
and,
sure.
And I feel like lately, just going through some stuff, you always have stuff to write about, right? When you're experiencing life. So I got some really good stuff coming up. I also have a Christmas song that I'm about to send out to radio next week.
Oh,
I'm
shit.
playing tonight. It's Sammy Kershaw's song, Christmas Time's a Coming.
Oh, hell yeah.
But yeah, and then I have a couple more January that I'm putting out. So I'm,
what's your writing process like? Like, do you just sit down with a notebook and pen, or does it kind of come to you as you're going through your day?
Well, I mean, randomly, really, because a lot of times I'll be driving.
Right.
When it happens most, writing, I'm either driving or I'm in, I think, in the REM stage of sleep.
Mm-hmm.
I think it is. It's one of the 4 stages of sleep I get stuck in, and I'll tell myself to get up and write it down. And half the time, I think I did.
Right.
And then the other half the time, I'm like, oh, this is so good. I'll remember in the morning. Come morning, I'm like,
fuck, what was
it? Yeah, I can't freaking remember. But yeah, so it happens like that sometimes. And it really it's really crazy because I'll be thinking of stuff or processing something, right, throughout the day while I'm driving. And somehow, while I'm processing that, I'm trying to rhyme and write what I'm saying. Like, it's really weird. My brain just does that.
Yeah.
But yeah, and then other times I'll just sit down with the guitar and go to tell myself I'm finishing writing something else, and I'll just start playing something random and then have this melody come to me, and it works like that.
So a number of ways.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I know a lot of artists like say it's like the idea comes to them.
Mm-hmm.
Like, they don't go to it. Obviously, you have to be disciplined and, like, all right, I'm going to write today. But the best stuff comes just to you like a gift. Like, you're tapped into the matrix or whatever, into the ether.
Yeah.
I know for, like, art and drawing and stuff, for me, like, my favorite pieces that I do just kind of, like, come to me.
They're in the moment.
I didn't have to work for it, really.
Yeah, that's definitely. And I feel like a lot of good songs, they're written in those moments.
Yeah.
And it happens so perfectly and clear and quick. And actually, I have a song called 2 Joints In. And you know what? I went up some stairs. I probably got a little more angry than I should have. And I sat down and I took 3 shots of Jack. And I smoked 2 joints, and I wrote 2 joints in like 45 minutes, just because I was going through it and I needed to freaking write it out so I could be good. And so I wrote it out, and then that's still like one of my favorite songs.
Oh damn! I'll have to check that one out.
Yeah.
I haven't heard it yet.
It's a good one too.
Yeah.
I know one thing is I have this little secret small crush on America. She just didn't know it. I'm just playing.
He's not, because
JK.
I do know it because he told me the first podcast.
I want to make sure that I'm never on the receiving end of one of her late night songwritings.
Yeah, because at this point, I'm going to quit writing and start doing. I'm just saying.
I don't want to be on the bad end of an America Allen song.
No, I don't want to cause her to fucking slam 2 things of Jack and hit the joint.
Oh, yeah. See, I don't really...
Slice my throat.
I've come a long way since then. That was 2018. It's been, what, 5 years? Wait,
So
6.
you're the one that did really well on radio. You said it was your first
Fast
debut.
as I could.
How did you write that one?
Fast as I could. I actually went in to write a different song with the producer and work on a song that I had already been working on. And randomly, he started not singing a tune, but just playing a chord progression on his guitar, and said, I was working on this at home. Do you like it? And I was like, yeah. So we started writing on it. We just kind of bounced off each other, and that was I don't know, probably like my 3rd or 4th co-write. So I just kind of dabbled into being able to bounce stuff off of other people, because I just always wrote, myself. And
Yeah, I bet that is difficult to get used to.
yeah, but it is cool, because some places when you get lost, someone else will say something and you're like, oh shit, that's exactly what I needed.
Yeah, they can pick it up.
Yeah.
Hey,
sure.
they've got. I just got the 2 song
I know.
notice from JJ, so I'm going to run in here.
Okay.
Justin, thanks for having me on. I'll come on all night with you, bro.
Yeah, man.
Whatever
There's
you want
a seat
to do
for you, so
America,
whenever.
I love you, homie.
Yeah.
All right, I'll see you in a minute. Thank you, Justin.
See you, man. Well, the dynamic changed without
Well,
the rough, gruff voice. He has a radio voice.
definitely.
He is, he's built for this.
Yes.
Yeah.
I think you are too.
You think so?
Definitely, yeah.
I'm nervous.
You got the look. You got
it's
it all.
weird
Yeah.
it's weird to meet somebody on camera. And
Yeah.
this is the second time this has happened. Like straight up never met them. Like I would in a normal situation I would have said hi. I'm Justin.
Right,
but I was so frantic before this started. So like
Oh, really? That's usually how I get with everything. And
Yeah.
I mean everything.
I know.
I get nervous or anxiety, and then I start to get into it, and I'm like, oh, this ain't so bad.
Yeah.
you know?
Yeah, you kind of go
And
into the zen mode.
Yes, and
Yeah.
then you're like, dang, why was I so freaking worked up? This is nothing.
I
But
know.
do
It
every
robs
time.
me of enjoying it, you know? Like
yeah.
but yeah, I mean, how many podcasts have you done?
This is probably like my third.
Okay.
Yeah, not many.
Yeah. Well,
So I feel the same way, like introducing everybody on camera, you know?
Right.
Because I try to tell myself, there's no camera. There's no camera.
Yeah.
Don't look at it.
yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, the more you do, like, you kind of just go into this, like, zone.
Yeah.
I don't know, like, I'm just very in tune with the conversation if it's going well.
Yeah, yeah.
You know,
yeah.
if you get somebody that doesn't know, you know, there's not a good talker, or they don't, like, really have
Really
anything to
short
talk about.
answers.
It's like, okay, this is going to be a short one.
Very formal.
Yeah.
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 No, I definitely, I don't know. I would like to say I'm a big people person.
Mm-hmm.
Like even outside of music, I never meet a stranger. I'm a big lover. I
Yeah.
love everybody.
Yeah.
So I feel like it's really easy to sit down with people and just cut up, you know?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I've kind of been like that. I think that's probably why I lean toward doing something like this, because I've always been a people person.
Yeah.
Like, I can get along with anybody.
Yeah, that's me.
Like, if I don't
Any
get along
type
with
of
you,
person,
you're probably
too.
a total dick.
Yeah.
You know, because I just kind of, I don't know, kind of go with the punches. But
Yeah.
so, shit.
I mean, you could cut it all out too, right? Just cut stuff out.
I can. I don't usually.
Oh, okay.
But I lost my fucking thing back here. I had this
Oh, you had the-
cool
the
idea,
logo.
the logo.
Yeah.
I worked on it all day this morning, and then I put it up there because I don't know. I had it going, and it
Yeah.
went dead before we even got started. So
That sounds about like me.
yeah, and there's no plug
I
up
never
there.
charge anything.
I know.
If anyone that loves me is out there and listening,
Yup.
they can tell you too that I'm always dead.
Yeah.
yeah.
How often do you travel to do shows?
Lately I've not been too often. I actually, I don't know. I filed for divorce.
Okay.
So I have been focusing a lot on the kids and
Sure.
giving that more attention just in case they need someone to lean on more than they usually do.
Right.
So not a lot the past couple months, but I try to definitely a few times a month travel. Now open mics and acoustic shows and stuff I'll do around like where I live. But traveling, radio tours and all of that, I've cut back the last few months. And then also just getting ready for the holidays and getting everything lined up for this next year.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Understandably.
Yeah.
Probably getting a lot of writing done.
I cannot tell you. I mean, I wrote my first album, John Wayne. I wrote all that by myself, and that point in my life, sure, I guess stuff was going on, and it's so crazy because I feel like it's so much easier to write when stuff's going bad, right?
Yeah, for sure.
But then you have these results of, do you ever write anything happy?
Right.
You know, like you need some up, you need uppity and fun, and then that's when I wrote Dinner Time and. Just been trying to write funner stuff. But lately, yes, I have written a lot.
Yeah.
A lot. And I actually am getting better at writing fun stuff because even though we go through a lot, it is our job to focus on the positive and
Right.
keep ourselves on the right track. You know, that's no one else's job. So I have actually kind of got my toes wet with myself writing some fun stuff.
Yeah.
So I got this one song I've been working on. It's called I'd Rather Sit on a Cactus. And it's just
I think I know where that's going, and
Yeah.
I already like it.
yeah, so I don't know. I've just been trying to write some funner stuff. But
Yeah. Yeah, I know in some of my most hard times, like I used to write a lot.
Yeah.
More like, I don't know what you call it, I guess poetry, but it wasn't like formal. But I was in like the throes of my addiction when I was like really deep into it. And I found a notebook a while back that was like all these things, and I sat down and read them, and I was like, my God, like I was going through it, but like it was just real and raw, and like it took me back. So it's kind of cool about music. It kind of takes you back to that moment that person was experiencing that, you know?
Yes, yep. That's kind of what Fast as I Could is about, is driving through somewhere and realizing like, dang, I had a life here. Like there was a lot right here, you know? But you make a big mess and you got to go sometimes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
How terrible was it for me to put you in the middle? Because I thought about that. I was like, damn, she's going to be like, well, you're trying to talk to both of us, and you're like,
oh, no, I don't think it's.
Because
ain't nothing but a tea thing, baby.
Yeah, you're pretty natural with it.
Yeah, I mean, I think.
How do you know Chace?
Chace. I met Chace at the T3R Awards in Arlington at Texas Live. It was my first year going to T3R. My promoter had set me up for the red carpet and a bunch of interviews, and so we all, in those few hours, I mean, we're hitting it hard and long lines. And so I had went and lined up at a podcast or internet radio or whatever it was, and he turned around and of course he's way taller than me, right? And he like just was looking around, turned around, and he's like, oh. And he looked, and I was like, whoa, okay, And he goes, who are you? I said, America Allen. And he goes, Chace Rains. And I was like, nice to meet you. And yeah.
He's a charismatic son of a bitch.
He is funny. Him and Amore are awesome.
I just met her tonight. She seemed really nice.
She's a sweetheart.
So me and Chace grew up across the street from each other when I was like 10, and he was like 15. So he was a terrible influence on me.
Yeah.
I didn't see him again for until like a little less than a year ago.
Yeah.
And we just like, it's weird because we were good friends then. Haven't seen him our entire lives. I saw that he was doing music, and I reached out. I was like, hey, man. And he came and did the podcast, and that was the first time we had talked since I was 10 years old.
Yeah.
And it was like we never stopped being friends.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah. See, that's good people.
Yes.
That's good people.
For sure.
That's when you know that's your type of people.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, some of my best friends are like that. Like, I don't have to speak to them every day.
Yeah.
But it's like just yesterday when I see them again, you know?
Yeah, I definitely have a couple of those where, I mean, we just call each other randomly, and it's like no time has passed, you know?
Yeah.
Even though a lot of time has passed and you got a lot to fill each other in on, right? But that's, those are the fun times.
Yeah, that's the real ones.
Catching up, yeah.
Well, how often do you and Chace like do shows together? Do y'all? You said you don't play a particular circuit or anything?
No, I mean just wherever. Like where I'm here today, and then on Sunday I'll be west of Fort Worth, or in Bluffdale. Yeah, I don't think I've been there either.
I don't think so.
But yeah, so really just wherever I can get in. Chace and I a lot of times will, if there's an opportunity, if I'm going to do something and there's space for him, or he's going to do something, like you have those few artists that you always keep in mind,
Right.
So that's how we
look out for each other and like, hey, I like working with him. Mm-hmm. Cool.
Yeah, and we just have kind of that same vibe,
What is that process like? How do you do the booking? I'm totally
booking, man.
I know nothing.
Well, some people do it. I mean, I feel like there's a few different ways you can do it. Some people do it just to help out, and they'll take whatever you want to give them if they booked you. But then there's like actual booking agents that really, I mean, they do the job.
Yeah.
But a lot of your money goes to them, like anything else, So I don't know. I haven't got to that level. I also, I don't know. So I just always send my stuff myself, or just
So you reach out to the venue itself?
Yeah, you'll try to find their booking agent, or come into a venue, right, and just ask them like, hey, who does your booking? And so you hand them your stuff, or they'll give you an email or contact information or a card, and you just send it, and hope that they take you serious, because you're not coming through a management company or anything else,
So, okay.
But a booking agent, I mean, they're on the phone a lot trying to get you booked everywhere, but they get a big percentage of it.
So you can hire somebody to book you places.
Yes.
Okay. But those aren't the same booking agents that, if you were to reach out to, just hypothetically speaking, Icehouse, Hopkins Icehouse, you're like, hey, I want to book a show. And they're like, oh, you got to talk to our booking agent. Is that the same people? Or like, I'm just trying to get an understanding on like how, because he was telling me like it's tough getting in certain places.
Yeah.
Because they're like, they have a grip on who comes in and who they'll allow in. Okay, if you speak to a booking agent that's over a place, or a place is hired to book for them, does that person like, okay, I'll go look at your YouTube? Like, how do they decide?
Like, I know it's so crazy because I feel like it keeps changing, and I know that sounds crazy because I'm not that old. I'm 31, but before you shook hands, you know, and you introduced yourself, and you're face to face.
Right.
Well, then you would send pictures or a CD. Then it's a website, and now they're wanting like video footage of you actually working the stage. And then some people don't only just want you on the stage; they want to see your bass working the stage. They want to see your electric player working the stage.
wow.
Like, yeah. So they want actual proof they're not wasting their time too. So,
Wow.
which I get it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Would do you play like the Dallas area very much?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, really all around. I think my first thing I ever did in Dallas was at a wine bar in Addison.
Hell yeah. I love Addison.
Yeah, and then Will Call and Deep Ellum, Sweetwater Grill out in Royce City. You know, just a bunch of little random places here and there.
Yeah.
Yeah, I do a lot of stuff in Oklahoma.
What parts of Oklahoma?
Lindsay, Tahlequah, Ardmore.
Have you been to Hochatown at all?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I have not played the Hochatown Saloon,
Oh, we need to change that.
but I definitely have been there a few times, and I love that place.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I've got family that lives in Hochatown, and we go there every now and then. But I know
Yeah.
Chace plays at the saloon. Yeah, we got to get you in there.
Yeah. Yeah, he was just saying that earlier.
Yeah. Yeah, it's a fun little town.
Yeah, I like that town.
Are there venues that you play a lot that you really like doing?
When I lived around the Houston area, the Whiskey Barn Whiskey Bar in Mont Bellevue, and that was probably, I think, not only my favorite place to play, but very unique. Like the way it was built, the floors, the bars, your door handles on the big doors are double barrel shotguns. The mic stand on an old John Deere trailer, that is the stage. Like the mic stand is a double barrel shotgun. Like, it's just really cool.
Yeah.
It's a whole vibe.
Yeah.
Love it.
Are there any that stand out that you would never do again? And you don't have to
Yeah.
call them out, but you can if you want to. Like just
Man.
shit experience.
Yeah.
Handled terribly.
I can't remember the name of it, but I know it was on a lake. I want to say in Lake Worth. I don't even know if there's a lake in Lake Worth. I could be completely wrong, but it's,
Hey,
it's somewhere around there, okay?
I believe you.
But yeah, it was like at a marina, and it, I think it being really cold had a little bit to do with it too.
Yeah.
But, no, it was just a really dead place.
Yeah.
Really dead place.
Yeah.
And like, and just no service really. Like, cause it was outside, it was cold. They put me outside. Usually a lot of venues will put you inside if it's cold because they know a crowd's not going to be outside. so I was kind
They
of
were
just
like, "Nope,
out there
rough
like,
it."
yeah, chilling. And I had my daughters with me, and I let them
man.
get on stage, and like we had our own little party, really. Yeah.
I bet those are difficult. The ones that you go to and it's like just not a great spot. Like
Yeah,
there's just no.
especially when you drive a few hours.
Yeah.
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 Yeah. It's all very interesting to me. Like through Chace, I've been learning a lot about.
I can imagine. I feel like I learn something new every time we get on the topic of music or this
Yeah.
industry. And I honestly feel like it's something you'll never stop learning because there's so much to it and so many different ways that
Right.
people do it. You
Yeah.
find your own way.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's a lot to learn.
Yeah. I didn't realize there was like such a good local music scene. Just he's kind of turned me on to a few people, and I know you're not necessarily local, but we're not that far from you.
No, 2 hours. That's
Yeah.
nothing.
Yeah. Well, this has been a pretty good interview.
Yeah.
First
I
one of the
appreciate
night.
you having me on.
I can't
really
wait
do.
to watch you perform.
Yeah, thank you. I
Yeah,
know.
no problem.
I guess we're gonna get to hear Lane Bricker.
Hell yeah.
I said that last name right?
Yep. Bricker. Bricker. I haven't
Awesome.
met him yet either, so I'll be meeting him on the podcast.
Nice.
Yeah. Cool.
Cool.
Well, thank you for doing
thank
this.
you.
I can't hang around here much longer, 'cause this town don't feel quite like it used to. The painting on the water tower takes me back when we were young, just a thought passing through. Never thought that we'd learn the hard way when I'm blowing smoke and you're drinking whiskey and bring up the past like somehow we missed it. The good and the bad never felt like it should, so I drove away from the mess that we made as fast as I could. Do we have to talk about it? No one ever really doubted if the sky's really blue. Summer nights and summer days, and how I wish that it would rain. Let it all wash away. Well, cheers to the moments we had when I'm blowing smoke and you're drinking whiskey. We bring up the past like somehow we missed it. The good and the bad never felt like it should, so I drove away from the mess that we made as fast as I could. And I'm blowing smoke and you're drinking whiskey. We bring up the past like somehow we missed it. The good and the bad never felt like it should, so I drove away from the mess that we made. I drove away from the mess that I made as fast as I could.
My first time doing anything like this.
Well, it's nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you,
Justin, man, that's so easy.
Yeah. I know. I was talking the other day. We were talking about names that you don't hear anymore, and I don't
Sure.
see kids named Justin anymore.
No.
You know, like I'm okay with that.
My dad named me Justin, my brother Jeremy, and my sister Jennifer, so it stayed with the J's.
Oh, so your name is Justin?
Yeah, no,
okay.
for real.
Because he just keeps calling you JJ. Well, introduce
Whoa.
yourself real quick. Who are you and what you do?
My name is Justin Jones. I always tell this whenever I go up on stage. I'm a 36-year-old rising musician just trying to make a living out of anywhere anybody that'll allow me on a stage or in a corner, sometimes on a flatbed trailer. I've done that too, so that I could play for those beautiful people about 3 hours of Texas country music, regular country music, some stuff I wrote, and some stuff that's not even country music at all, and just hope they pray they love it all the same.
Is that like, is
I do
Texas
that every
country
time.
kind of your, what's
Yes.
your main go-to?
So when I was coming up learning about music, I had a friend of mine that was always hounding me about listening to Alan Jackson and Johnny Cash, which now I love, obviously, but he was like, man, have you ever heard of Ray Wiley Hubbard? Or have you ever heard of, Cross Canadian Ragweed and a bunch of guys like that, Charlie Robinson? One of my
R.I.P.?
favorites. Yeah.
Man, I love Charlie Robinson.
Yes.
Yeah.
I got to watch him twice, man. That was awesome. I love Charlie.
Where did I see him? I saw him here in Texarkana, actually. He's playing at the Rail Fest, I think, one year. And, like, nobody gave a fuck. But I was like, it was one of the, like, he just didn't have a big crowd here. But
a buddy of mine had a Calcutta at the at the local golf course, and I was there to watch him play. He got hired to play that, and it was so cool. It was a very like nice and simple gathering. It
Like
wasn't,
intimate
like,
setting,
very
yeah.
intimate.
Those are the best concerts, man.
Man, it was
beat 'em.
awesome.
Yeah.
It was awesome.
Was that here in Texarkana?
So it was in Sulphur Springs,
Okay.
Texas. Yeah.
I saw No, that was Mount Pleasant. I saw Wade Bowen at the Mount Pleasant County Fair, and there was nobody there. It was like me, my sister, and my sister and my brother-in-law were the one. They were older than me. She's like 10 years older than me, and her now husband was like super into fucking Texas country music.
Yeah.
So I was young and impressionable, dude. I fucking dove all in. They
Yes.
took me to Texas Mardi Gras every year for like 3 years. I still love it to this day. It's just, you know, it's kind of changed a lot. It's
There's this community center in my town. They usually have big names every so often, and there was a guy named Kevin Fowler that was going to be headlining
Fuck
this
yeah, I've
show.
seen Kevin.
Like, it must have been, man, it was 2006. Probably I was still in high school.
damn.
And I got rigged into going, and I mean, Kevin Fowler was awesome, but
Yeah.
I was just like, man, I don't really want to go. I had some stuff to do.
Yeah.
So I finally got talked into it, and I was like, all right, cool. Kevin Fowler's show was a blast.
Yeah.
But one of the openers that night was a guy. He had long blonde hair, looked like he might have been Alan Jackson's cousin or something. Really cool guy. He played a lot of awesome songs. And then the next guy that came up had a bandana around his head. He had motorcycle riding boots, and he'd come out there, and there was a song that was playing on the radio that summer called One Chord Song, and it ended up being Stoney LaRue. And the first time I saw that guy, I was like, that.
Yeah.
I don't know what that is.
Yeah, he's cool as shit.
Man,
Yeah.
that voice is. He
Yes.
wrote that album Velvet. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's his voice.
Yeah, I'm actually going to be seeing him with Ragweed when they do the big fucking dude. Which was a nightmare trying to get tickets to it. The first day they sold out before I ever got through the queue, and then the second day same thing. So I had to go and buy them like secondhand from one of the fucking scalpers.
Well, I was like, oh, they got one show. Oh, they got two shows. Oh, they got.
Yeah.
It just like kept growing. I was like, yes.
Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday. Yeah, so it's 4 now. Yeah. Luckily, we're going to the first night. I feel like the energy is going to be insane.
Oh, my
These
gosh.
motherfuckers ain't been on stage together in 10
It's gonna be
years or
wild.
more.
It's
Yeah.
gonna be wild.
I couldn't miss it. And my cousins and all them got tickets. And in my mind, I was like, I was so pissed off about the whole, I hate buying tickets online now.
Yeah.
It sucks. It fucking sucks. It makes me hate concerts. So I was so pissed off about that. I was like, fuck it, I don't even want to go.
I ain't going no
And then my
more.
cousins were like, we all got tickets. And I was like, nah, hell no. Because I knew the night that the concert rolled around, I was going to be fucking pissed that
Oh,
they
yeah.
were there and I wasn't.
Oh, absolutely. That's what I grew up on, and I love that.
Yes.
I love that they're coming back. I love that. I don't know. Like I said, I got enamored by Stoney. I'm a big nerd for him. And then me and my buddy were going to Canton, Texas one time in this old, I don't even know what it was. It was a Nissan something, but it's very low to the ground, red. And it was my buddy's girlfriend's car. And we were going to Canton or Denton. I think it might have been Denton. And we were going to go get our first tobacco pipe. And we were so pumped. Well, my buddy was like, have you ever heard of Ray Wiley? And I was like, yeah, Jody told me about him. So he was like, listen to this. It was the Snake Farm album. And he put it on this song called Rabbit. And me and my buddy Chad we were in a band at the time called the Barefoot Texans. And so we were striving to be musicians straight out of high school. We were like, we don't want real jobs, bro. And so we were driving down the road, and that song started, Rabbit. It was like, I saw this old dog that was chasing this rabbit. I saw a dog that was chasing this rabbit. I saw a dog that was chasing this rabbit. It was on Sunday about noon. I said to the rabbit, are you going to make it? I said to the rabbit, are you going to make it? I said to the rabbit, are you going to make it? And the rabbit said, well, I got to. I grabbed Chad by his face, and I was like, dude, we can do this. Did you hear what this man just said? And he's selling.
He sells it. I love Ray Wiley Hubbard. I've still not seen him live, which
Dude.
is a sin, and I really need to figure that out because he's getting old.
There's a story he tells. He was playing Up Against the Wall, Redneck Mother, and it was like one of those songs that just really followed him for a long time.
Yeah.
And he was like, I wrote this song making fun of every hillbilly and redneck. I mean, I might be paraphrasing a little bit, that I've ever met. And then everybody just started yelling in the crowd. We're like, yeah. And it was like, and you guys took it and made it your national anthem.
Dude, for a long time, Screw You, We're From Texas was like the Texas anthem for sure.
After Up Against the Wall, Redneck Mother, something happened. This man he found that dead thumb groove and just made it his.
Yeah.
I love him.
I love
listening to
Choctaw Bingo.
Yeah.
I love
James
to listen to that
Birtcher.
whenever I go up to like Broken Bow. I
Yeah.
just
Yeah,
it
Ray
sets
Wiley and James did that one. Yeah.
That's the vibe. Did you ever go to? You went to a lot. Did you go any of the Texas music festivals back in the day? Like,
I didn't go. So in 2012, me and my friends moved off to Las Vegas, and we were welders in a shop at the time. The guy that got us the job was a pipe welder on this job already, and so he got me and my three friends a job in Las Vegas, and so I did that from 2012 all the way to 2020.
damn.
I just worked construction.
So you've been in Vegas up until?
No, it was
2020?
always a different.
Oh, I got
I'm
you.
sorry, I should.
Yeah.
So that started it.
Yeah.
That was like a year and whatever 9-month job, and then I quit that one, and then got called back after a phone call with one of my old bosses, and went to Maui, Hawaii. We went there
Wow.
for a couple years working on a pipeline for the airport. It was a fuel station, and I got the privilege to go out there and work on that job. I was gone. We did a water treatment plant in Maui for another 2 years. I was gone probably, like I said, 2012 to 2020. 2019, I got sent to Idaho. And when I saw those mountains, I was like, yeah,
This is
I'm
my
staying
spot.
here. I'm
Yeah.
staying here.
Were you playing music the whole time? When did you start playing?
So in 2020, let's see, my boy turned 3 on the 3rd of November. So, yeah, 2020, my little boy was born, and we were working in Duchesne, Idaho. I don't know if you've ever been there, but
No.
it's lovely, and you should probably go. They got a Great Lake. That's all. They got a Great Lake. But so I went there, and my fiance at the time, Shelby, she was, I don't know, like 8. No, she must have been like 6 or 7 months pregnant with our little boy. And about the time he was ready to get done in the oven, we moved to
Fully cooked.
we moved back to Pocatello, Idaho, had him in Blackfoot, Idaho, and from that moment I was like, I'm not going on the road no more.
Yeah.
And that was like I was like, when I probably should have been the most responsible, I've
Right.
decided to be the least.
But man, working
I'm
on the
swimming.
road's hard with a family. Like
It's hard for that long, yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah. The company the outfit, as it were, that I was working for, they had long contracts because it was like new builds, like from the ground up.
right.
It was a great opportunity. It taught me how to stop being lazy.
So are you from here?
Sulphur Springs.
Sulphur
about
Springs.
An hour north of, or east of Dallas.
Okay. Yeah. So you started playing in 2020?
I started playing in 2007.
Okay.
Me and my buddies decided we were going to build this band called the Barefoot Texans. It was me, Chad Rocker,
that's right. You said you were in a
Josh
band.
Smith, Adam Hall, and we played this place over at, have you ever heard it? Lake Fork?
Yes. Yeah.
So there's a venue down there. It was called East Fork at the time. And so we would play there. They'd pay us $800. We all had day jobs, and we'd like get $800 a month because we play there once a month.
Oh yeah.
Every time. They were so awesome. And then we would use that to pay our rent, and then we used our day job money to just for debauchery. we were nerds, so we started playing.
Living the dream.
Yeah, we all rented a house together in our town, like downtown, had parties. We did the thing, but it inevitably ended up in me throwing my swim shorts at my guitar player and being butt naked and telling him, "Find your own sound equipment, bro." He's my best friend to this day, by the way. His name's Chad Brocker, my guitar player.
Oh, y'all are still together.
Oh, dude, we didn't last long.
Yeah.
We were just like, we worked. He's one of the guys that got me those jobs in like Maui and stuff. Like he's a smart dude.
Yeah.
He's very, he's a guitar player for sure. He immerses himself in everything that he does. So like, but we stayed friends. He's a solid dude.
So y'all traveled together and everything, so y'all continued to play music as you were like moving around the country?
I did. I found open mics everywhere we went. And then sometimes we had jobs where he couldn't be with me.
Yeah.
And so he was like somewhere else and he would always play. I mean, we were usually like all around a bunch of our coworkers and campers.
Yeah.
So we would like start a fire and be like, yeah.
Hell yeah, that's the best.
RV people are our people, for sure.
Break out the guitar. That's the best way to fucking listen to music.
So I've always done that. I've always found open mics and stuff. I just like gyms, you know.
Yeah.
And I've kept playing. And then, like I said, when my little boy was born in 2020, I was like, I don't want to drive. I would rather be gone 3 days out of the week than, you know what I mean, a year and 9 months at a time.
Hell yeah.
And at the very least, you can always bring your family. They pay very well.
Yeah.
You can do that.
Yeah.
But I've always loved playing music.
So you're in Sulphur Springs now?
Yeah, Dyke area, yeah.
And
Got
so-
my 30-foot camper hanging out there.
Is this your first time playing here at Icehouse?
Yes.
Yeah. You play in Texarkana at all?
Man, I want to say there was a place called Duke's. Man, I might be talking.
It might be one of the little dive. Is it a little dive bar?
Well, it was a very big venue.
Oh,
but
I
it
don't know
was.
about
I think
Duke's.
it was Texarkana. I might be wrong on the name, but there was a place in Texarkana, and that's like my manager would probably be like, bro, like, but I forget. Sometimes they meld together. But I've played here in a venue outside of town that was called something, but it was an inside venue, awesome place.
Yeah.
And then I haven't been back. I've just been playing a lot in like Fort Worth and Dallas and
Damn.
everywhere in between Rockwall.
Yeah. What kind of venues do you normally play at? Like,
Dude, anywhere, anybody. I always tell everybody I've got too many y'alls and ain'ts in my vernacular to sing anything other than country.
yeah.
That's my story, and I'm sticking to it. But I like storytelling stuff. You know, like I said, Charlie Robinson stuff. So, but I try to stick in. I don't know. I try to stick in that vein
Yeah.
the best I can.
Who would you say, like, for your sound, who has been like the main inspirations, like whether it be from Texas country or modern day stuff?
Well, of course, you know, Waylon Jennings, and I had some family members that listened to Waylon Jennings and Merle Haggard, and my dad likes who's another brick in the wall?
Pink Floyd.
Pink Floyd.
Fuck yeah.
Bro,
My dad was
this
into
man
that too.
wears duckins, just the most unassuming fellow.
Yeah.
Wears a cowboy hat every day. I love that man to death.
Jamming
But
out the Pink
one day
Floyd.
when I was 18, he goes, I love Pink Floyd, and it blew my mind. I must have been like 18. I was like, no. So, but it was a lot of the country, like I said, and then I watched this TV show about who's the guy that played Luke Skywalker? Mark Hamill?
Star Wars people are gonna kill me. I have no idea because I've never seen any of them.
Something like that. I can't wait to watch.
I'm a piece of shit. I've never seen any Star
Anyway,
Wars.
so Luke Skywalker, right, did the voice of Batman in the cartoon series.
Oh, I didn't know
And
that.
there was a I don't know, it was some sort of interview with him, and they talked about his voice and how he got that voice, and he was like, I listened to the last guy that did it, and he was like, you can try for it, but if you miss and you're close, then it's yours. So if there was a guy that I tried for and missed, and maybe I'm making my own sound, it's definitely Stony the Room.
Yeah.
That dude.
Oh man.
Like I said, whenever he start like his runs, and Paul Cawthon is the man.
Yeah.
That dude, he had this song that came out called "Hanging Out on the Line," and I used to listen to that religiously driving down the road. I was up in Maui at the time. I bought his album, and then I bought another friend of mine named Kirby Brown bought their album and just wore it out. But definitely that soulful sound. That's what I strive for.
What about Chris Knight? You ever like him?
I like his blue collar style.
Yeah.
He's talking to me.
I saw him in
I'm like,
Ho Chi Town like a year ago. Terrible sound quality as far as like the acoustics of the place. So that sucked. That sucked. It kind of ruined it for me. But it was cool.
Get up on that stage.
Yeah.
Get in his face and be like, that sounds beautiful. Thank you. But he's a great one.
Yeah. But I like that storytelling aspect. That's
Down the river will change your whole life.
oh fuck, dude. When I was like, I don't know,
Cross that Red River, you're like, I bet.
I'm like 13 and I'm imagining having to kill a motherfucker and just take him down the river and drop him off with an anvil. Yeah. This is the kind of shit I daydreamed about at 13.
We were working in a shop when I first heard that song. My buddy was like, you gotta listen to this song. I was just welding this fence up. I was welding it together for this place in Sulphur Springs. But I was in that shop just listening to it. I was like, what is this? I was like, is he admitting to something? But when I've been back and forth from Rattan, Oklahoma to Sulphur Springs, Texas many times.
Yeah.
It's where my stepmom's family's from. I'm going to be going there tomorrow for Thanksgiving, actually. But when I see that Red River, I was like, oh, I bet that gets wild.
Hey, the Red River has been the inspiration for a lot of fucking Texas country music songs.
Yeah.
The Stony one that Lane was just playing earlier.
Oh, yeah. Oh,
I love that song. I don't ever.
Bell Blues, yeah.
Yeah, Out of Bell Blues. I don't hear people cover that very often.
That guy. That's just so, and I love that him and Cross Canadian. I think just they had this rock side to it that was just drew me in. I was like, yeah. Cool. But like I said, Kevin Fowler and those guys, I was like, oh, I put some sawdust on this floor.
Well, hey, when I saw Kevin Fowler
Aaron Watson.
Oh fuck yeah.
Yeah,
I saw Aaron Watson at one time.
That man is.
That's a real
amazing.
Cowboy.
Yeah, dude.
There ain't nobody
George
more
Strait of Texas country.
People say Cody. What's his name? Johnson? Nah, it's Aaron Watson,
Aaron
baby.
Watson, yeah.
He's a real cowboy. But no, I saw Kevin Fowler at Texas Mardi Gras. It was in Dallas at the Texas State Fairgrounds.
Yes.
They did it every year. They don't do it anymore, I don't think. But I was like 14, and at that age, I hadn't seen a lot of titties. I saw a lot of titties that night, bro. But Kevin Fowler brought them out. I don't know. Bitches love Kevin Fowler because I mean it was just like
he's like beer, bait, and ammo. Yeah, and they're like, you forgot these.
yeah. I'm 14. I'm just like
amazing.
Yeah, it was heaven. Yeah, those shows were so much fun, man, and I don't really see that happening anymore. You know, it's kind of sad to see some of these guys kind of.
There was a dude named Johnny Cooper everybody forgot about.
Oh, no, I remember him.
Come on.
I talk about him all the time because I'm like, what happened to that guy?
Man, hey, I hope he's
I heard
doing
he went
so well.
weird.
I hope he's doing so well because, man, little angel.
Dude,
no, wait. Oh, no, that's not him. Wait, is it?
Fuck, I haven't listened to his music
He
in
says
forever,
something
but.
about baby, I'll bring Texas.
Oh, yeah.
to you. Yeah,
Texas
that was
to
him,
you.
Yeah. Whenever you want me to. I was like, get it, bro.
Bro, he was like a prodigy, we thought. We're like, damn, this kid's only like 15 and he's fucking killing it. And I saw him. It was like the year he was like coming up. And it was at Texas Mardi Gras. And he was playing the outdoor stage. You know, they'd have like 2 main stages and then one outside where while you're getting beer, you could listen to whoever this guy is. But Johnny Cooper was outside. Damn. And we were like, this kid will be inside next year. Never heard from him again.
Dang. I hope he's doing well.
I heard that I haven't listened to any of his, I don't know if he still plays today, but his later stuff, he like totally went the other way. He was like doing some weird shit. I heard that about Brandon Ryder too. Do you remember him?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Dude, I loved Brandon Ryder.
There's a lot of those guys that I still listen to. Have you ever heard Freddie? Well, we could do this all night.
Oh,
Let's be honest. Let's be honest. But
yeah.
Fred Eaglesmith and I just said his name earlier. He wrote that. I think he's James McMurtry. Yeah, those two guys blew my mind. And I'm pretty sure Fred Eaglesmith plays that song called Trucker Speed.
I don't know if I've heard it.
And then James
that name
McMurtry
sounds familiar, but I definitely didn't listen to his music much.
James McMurtry wrote a lot of really great songs, and then of course we talked about that one Choctaw Bingo.
Yeah.
And anytime that James McMurtry's friends with Ray Wiley Hubbard, you gotta pay your respects.
Yeah.
I was just like, he's like I don't know, like I listened to a lot of Guy Clark and Towns Van Zandt.
Mm-hmm.
Those guys blew my mind, of course.
Have you ever seen Pat Green live?
No.
I'm sure you won't see this, but I've seen him twice, and it was. I'll say this: he obviously has like a huge ego. At the first show I saw him at, this was like right after his. This was 2006 or 7.
Yeah.
He played in Texarkana at the Four States Fairground. He was like the main event, you know, he was the headliner. And at the end of the concert, he was doing the Mike Jones thing. What's my name? And me and my sisters looked at each other and we were like, oh no. No fucking way. And then the second time I saw him was just a couple of years ago. He was playing at Scotty's here. And at one point he was telling a story that was like basically him essentially saying like, I used to be a big deal. Now I'm playing Scotty's in Texarkana. And it was just, dude, it made me bum me out. I was like, damn, like you just lost the whole crowd, bro.
Yeah, I've done that.
But I could imagine that fall from grace is fucking hard, dude. That's what I was touching on earlier. Like it's kind of weird to see some of these guys that used to play pretty, you know, for what the scene was back then, pretty big shows, you know, thousands of people.
Oh, absolutely.
And now they're like at this little bar playing to a room full of people.
That just means like that's what I'm gonna do. Probably, I'm gonna be honest with myself. I mean, as long as I can still play those rooms and make a living,
Yeah,
bro, that's the dream.
for the love of it. But I mean, for those guys in their head, they're probably like,
maybe some of them, but at the same time, they know their spots.
it's the way it goes.
They know their spots. I play places where I'm like, yes, the ribs and the chicken are amazing. I get it. But I'm just like, thank you for not getting up.
Yeah. Well, it's
that
funny,
could be
right?
bad.
Because I see that a lot of gatekeeping with, especially Texas or country music. Well, let's be real. It happens in metal, all kinds of genres. But you've got your people that like, they find out about an artist when they're coming up. And then they're like, then they hit it big.
Yeah.
And then people are like, oh, fuck, he sold out, fucking, you know. And they want to be the guy that knew him first. So it's like they're all for you. Like, oh, you're going to be great. You're going to be huge. And then when it happens, they're like, oh, fuck this guy.
I just don't. I think that's just because it's art. And it's subjective.
Right.
That's it in its nature.
Yeah.
Tony said one time, he was like, it's just music, but seriously, it's just music.
Yeah.
And that's like, I was like,
some real shit.
I was like, but that's the way, as long as I get to play, as long as I'm well enough for people that want to keep hiring me, oh my gosh, y'all made my money.
Yeah. Well, that's all you need. Like, if you're really in it for the love of music, that's all you need. If you're fucking paying your bills and you're feeding your family and you're doing what you love, like, what more can you ask?
Well,
like,
there's guys out there that are not Rolex. You know what I mean? That are not Porsche.
Okay.
But they're still definitely making enough money to
No, there's a happy
keep
medium in there.
a business running.
For sure.
Because what do you want? You know what I mean? That's the question.
Yeah.
I just want like a metal building that's like maybe 2 stories, 60 by 20, and about 3 acres, dude. I don't want a lot.
Yeah. Exactly.
So I think that if you could just work hard and try to make those emails and try to develop those relationships that you don't have to. If people love it, great.
Yeah.
But at the end of the day, it's like, thank God I got another show.
Yeah. Yeah.
Because trust me, at the White Elephant, I loved that. That was awesome. But all those other shows that I played before, they're the ones that paid for the gas.
Right. Yeah, you can't.
But you can do it.
You can't look past the coming up stage, and it's so hard. I deal with that like with tattooing. You know, you have when you start, you're gonna suck, and you're surrounded by people that are like showing you the way, and they're fucking badass. They've been doing it for 12, 13 years,
Yeah.
and you're like, fuck, I wanna be doing that, and they're like, hey,
And hopefully they're cool.
yes, yeah, they have
Yeah,
to
I
be,
mean-
or else it's not gonna be beneficial
And
to you.
hopefully they're cool so that you can like follow them, and hopefully you're cool enough that you're not crazy to chase them off. It can
Right?
help.
Yeah,
It can help in the long run, no matter who you're playing with.
100%.
Yeah.
Yeah,
It's fun though.
yeah.
It's better than putting a 60-10 on a 6-inch pipe on a 5G in the summer.
It's welder talk, baby. I did welding right out of high school. I just never left town, so I couldn't make any real money doing it. I was
Yeah.
TIG welding stainless for $8 an hour.
When you leave, they're like, "Here you go, man."
Yeah. Well, man, this has been a good talk, man. It was nice to meet you on camera, essentially.
Well, thank you so much for having me, and I can't wait to do another one of these. This is cool.
Hey.
This was an awesome venue to do it in, too.
Yeah, it was. Yeah. Well, we'll be doing it again next year, I'm sure.
Sweet. Well, thank you, Justin.
Yeah, man. Nice to meet you.
Yes, sir. You too.
So I always knew, being from Texas, that I'd write a song about Texas. But what I did not know, however, is that I'd write a song about Texas and call it Song About Texas. So here's a song about Texas called Song About Texas. And everybody says that she's crazy. And hell, that don't scare me. And the good Lord knows that she ain't lazy. Yeah, money don't grow on trees. She might ride her horse with no saddle. Better bet your ass she'll take you up on that dare. And what she wears, it ain't no battle. And she only drinks Keystone beer. When I sang her a song about Texas, and I see that lone star shining in her eyes, 'cause it was like she knew what I was going through on that summer day. When I sang her a song about Texas. She don't mind that shot of whiskey, and she don't mind it on my breath. And everybody around here sees her with me, but she only likes it best when I sang her a song about Texas. And I see that lone star shining in her eyes, 'cause it was like she knew what I was going through on that summer day when I sang her a song
All right.
All right.
Thank you. Thank you.
Hey, I like it. That's a new look. People are going to start requesting you do that on stage. It's going to become your new thing. So,
Are we live?
yeah. Well, no, not live on Facebook. Yeah, we're hot.
Okay, right
Coming
on.
in hot. We're red. So, introduce yourselves and what kind of music y'all play.
My name is Lane Bricker, and this is my brother Ben. We play country music, if you can tell. Yeah, man, we're just out here at Hopkins Icehouse in Texarkana, where we were born and raised. And we're happy to be sitting here chatting with you.
Hell yeah, I'm glad to have y'all on. I found out about you guys first from my buddy Joe Teal. I saw you went on his podcast.
Man. He's a good guy.
Yeah, we've done a couple podcasts together, and the conversation always just flows. He's cool. But yeah, and then Chace speaks very highly of you, so I had to check out your music, and I really like that song Dallas.
Thank you, man. I appreciate this. One of the first songs I've written.
Oh, really?
And I wrote it when I was in college. It was I guess going through a tough time. I guess like a lot of people who write songs gain inspiration from those times like that. And just happened to be the first song we recorded. It's by no means our most polished song, which I mean some people might like that.
Yeah.
But, based on a true story, spoke from the heart. So
I was gonna ask that. Yeah, I could kind of tell. You know, like sometimes a emotion in a song hits you where you're like, yeah, that came from a real place. They weren't just hypothetically saying that shit. Where, so have you and your brother always played together, or is this like?
Well, we started out together, and it just kind of grew from there. And you know, as we started when I was in high school, and then he was in college, and so like naturally, as we get older, like I went up to college, and I'm not able to play as much anymore. But you know, we've still been doing as much as we can together as often as possible.
So what's the age gap between you two?
Well, about 6.5 years.
Oh, okay.
So I'm 20 years old right now.
Okay. Damn. I didn't think it was that big of a gap.
Yeah, it's pretty big. I mean, people say we look alike, but
Yeah, you definitely favor each other.
7.5 or 6.5 years apart. I like so.
So what circuit, like what area do you play a lot in?
we play. Really, we've been playing all across Texas, all the way from San Antonio to Houston to Dallas, Fort Worth, up into Fayetteville, Arkansas, where he's at.
Okay.
Hochtown, Oklahoma is, I believe, is the only place we played in Oklahoma so far.
Yeah.
Shreveport, Louisiana, mainly just around the 4 states so far. We're looking to branch out as our schedules get less busy, our personal lives get less busy. You know, Ben's still in college right now.
Yeah.
And so he's got a year left, I think.
Year and a half
left. And so we're going to do our best to really hit the ground running whenever this obstacle is out of the way.
Quit school.
Me and my guitar player have tried our best trying to get him kicked out, but he stayed strong.
Just keep putting him in situations where, I guess
Right.
you're not going to make it to class.
Exactly. You
They
know,
can't
spread
get rid of me.
rumors and stuff like that.
Trying to get him get a girl pregnant or something.
Yeah.
That usually works.
They try to do that. They try to.
They try, but
That's not something a lot of people try to do.
no.
Well, I guess a lot of people do try to do that, but I mean,
Well,
you
to
know,
be fair, I feel like people say they don't, and then it's like they're like, I don't know how this happened. It's like, well,
you know exactly how it happened. I mean, I've had that talk.
so what would you say like some of your favorite places around Texas are to play, like, or even general areas?
That's a great question. So, our live album was recorded in 3 of our favorite places that we've played so far. A big one of those being 11th Street Cowboy Bar in Bandera, Texas. A lot of it's very historic. A lot of big names have come through there. We've been fortunate and blessed enough to play there. Love and War in Plano, Texas.
Okay, yeah, I've been there.
Is one of our favorites. Just the atmosphere there, the history there as well.
Yeah, it's a cool place.
The people there that have played there, and the people there have always been really nice to us as well.
Yeah.
And then our favorite hometown spot, which is Red Bone Magic Brewery.
Okay.
Which those people are like family to us, basically by now.
Great people over there.
Played my first show ever there, coming out of college.
Okay.
And
So when did you start, like, I guess, I mean, when did you start playing music to begin with?
okay, so it's an interesting story. When I was, as a backstory for me, my dad's played music when I was growing up, and wasn't really interested in taking that route of things. I played basketball, and that was my main focus. And it got to, I went to school to be a teacher and a coach, and one of the guys that was in one of my classes in college, his name was Zach Fairchild, and I was hanging out with him, and he had some music major friends, and he sang in our chapel choir where I went to college at, and we were hanging out in his dorm one day. They were playing music, and I picked up a guitar and started playing a little something, and like, man, you could sing? I was like, I mean, I guess so, you know. I don't
Really put any thought into it?
Sure. And he said, man, we have this thing called Java Jam coming up. Would you like to play with us? And I was like, man, I don't know. Like, I had major stage fright. I'm not a super outgoing person by nature, especially when it comes to things like that. And,
You're really stepping outside your comfort zone.
man, I was, man. And time came around for it to start. He's like, hey, man, like, I need to know if you want to do it or not. And I was like, man, I really don't know. He's like, come on. And so I decided to do it. And I sang You Look So Good in Love by George Strait.
Hell yeah.
And, dude, they loved it. And I had the best time I've ever had in my life. And it's a feeling that I've been chasing ever since, which, I mean, of course, those great shows give you that feeling, and it's something you never want to end.
So it going well, like, propelled you into, like, I need to do this.
For sure.
Yeah.
It's something that I wanted to do ever since after that.
Yeah.
And we actually started a acoustic band right after college. It was me, my buddy Zach, who I haven't mentioned, and another one of my buddies in college, and his name is Josh. But we started this band called Park Row. It was a little acoustic three-piece, and it was named after the street that we lived on in college, and or the housing complex anyway. And we started playing, and COVID hit, and just like everything, it shut things down. And my buddy Zach actually passed away from COVID, and so that kind of started me doing stuff on my own after that.
Wow.
And it's just been a wrap since.
Yeah. I'm interested because after listening to some of your music, who are would you say your guys' biggest influence when it comes to, like, how you write and what style you play?
Sure. That's another great question. I'm going to answer this question. I'm going to let Ben answer this question too after I get done, if that's all right with you, because I want to hear what he has to say.
Yeah.
But I've got, like, my Mount Rushmore of musicians or country artists, and in no particular order, I've got, I mentioned this in a few shows, but I've got Keith Whitley, Merle Haggard, Alan Jackson, George Strait are my top four.
Okay.
That I gained most of my inspiration from.
Not a bad Mount Rushmore.
When it comes to, like, contemporary country music, I'm a huge Turnpike fan, Randy Rogers fan, and so that gives me my kind of, if you hear any songs of mine that sound kind of red dirt or Texas country, that comes from guys like that. But
What about Aaron Watson?
Aaron Watson, I do like Aaron Watson.
Because I'll be honest, I kind of got a little bit of an Aaron Watson vibe out of your music.
Not the first time I've heard that, believe it or not. I've heard that in Cross Canadian Ragweed, or Country Canada.
Hell yeah.
I personally, I mean, being myself, I haven't thought about it like that.
Yeah, right, of course.
I guess I kind of get it. But
Well, it's kind of hard to look at yourself from the outside,
Right.
you know, and be like, oh, it's... no, that's one of my most favorite things to do when I get musicians on, because normally I'll hear their music ahead of time, and then I ask them, and it's cool to see where those pieces fit into, like, okay, that's why that sounds that way. But yeah, Ragweed's a huge inspiration for me too. I love it.
Yeah, they're great, man. I'm so glad they're out doing music again, just like Turnpike is.
Yeah, I'm going to the first night, the Thursday night.
You went out to it?
I'm going to it. It's going to be in April.
Man.
Oh man, I'm so hyped.
That's so
It's
cool.
going to be the energy, and it's at Oklahoma State.
Yeah.
Oh
man.
my God, it's going to be crazy.
That's crazy you got tickets to that. 'Cause tickets-
Well, it was a terrible experience trying to get them.
Oh, I can imagine.
I was in line online, and they sold out before I could get in there on the first day. Second day, went in there, got into the thing, but they were sold out. And I was like, I was so mad about the whole situation. I was like, I'm not going. We're not going. Well, my cousin called me and he's like, yeah, all 6 of us got tickets. And I was pissed. I was like, there's no way when the day comes from the concert, I'm going to be sitting at home while you're watching Turnpike, Stoney, and Ragweed. So I paid the resale price, which was ridiculous.
Oh, I'm sure it was astronomical.
Yeah. Yeah. Hey, if there's a concert, it's worth it. It's that one.
No, definitely.
No doubt.
So your inspirations, Ben, what are yours?
Man, I don't know. I'm not a songwriter. I'm more of a musician, a listener. And
Yeah.
I like to listen to a little bit of everything just to know what I can do and just like where things fit in as far as like original music. Because when you write a song, he's not very rhythmically inclined, I'll say that. And so when he's telling me to do something on the drums, we just kind of have this like the sibling bond where it's like, oh yeah, I know what you're saying
Right.
then. And so I try to fit that into the song. And so I'm listening to, I started out doing like, Silver Wing, Merle Haggard, all that stuff, like Hank Williams, and then like progressed throughout the years as it got, as country music progressed, I progressed on the drums. So they started me out, on the 1s and 2s, 2 and 4, and then
3s and 4s.
the 3s and 4s sometimes, and sometimes 5 and 6. You never know. But
So you play a lot of instruments.
I do. I play drums primarily, and then I dabble in, playing bass, and then, acoustic guitar. Ever since I was a kid, our dad was, gave us whatever we want musically.
Yeah.
Because
That's awesome.
he was so, he had buddies who owed him favors, and he was like, oh, we can get you a deal here. And then, if I wanted to do something, he would be, either one of us, he would be like, oh, here you go.
Right.
Because I want you to chase your passions, right?
So that was a huge motivating factor that got you guys to do what you're doing now.
Yeah, and a lot of it was self-taught too. Like a lot of what our dad did was he was very uninvolved as far as us learning.
Right.
He gave us the foundation, the basic foundation, and he kind of pushed us to listen to what we like
Yeah.
and develop our own sound into what we wanted to do.
You never took drum lessons, did you?
Never did. Never took any kind of lessons.
Wow.
So it just all kind of came naturally.
Yeah, that's crazy to me when people, because I started playing guitar when I was like 11, and I played it for a long time, but just by myself, really. I jam out with a couple of friends, but I haven't picked up an instrument in so long because I kind of felt I didn't have that natural knack for it. And so I felt like I was forcing it the whole time. I could play the few little songs that I fucking strummed a million times so my parents' ears would bleed. But other than that, so it's crazy to me because I've had friends that can like listen, they hear something, they're like, oh yeah, that's this. And I'm like, that is another language to me. I don't understand how it works.
So we were very fortunate in the fact that our dad was in music when we were growing up.
Yeah.
And eventually that's something we wanted to do. Unfortunately, we waited so long to get into it that he was already almost retired by the time we started playing. But just being around it for so long. Like my grandfather growing up took tickets at a country music theater in town when we were growing up called the Oakland Opry. I don't know if you're familiar.
Yeah.
And over by Big Lots.
Yeah, heck yeah. Man, that place been there
Church now.
forever. Yeah.
Man,
is it? I didn't
it's
know
church
that.
now. Yeah, man, they changed it a few years ago. And but he took tickets there, so every time my parents were working on the weekends, we would go spend time with Nana and Pop, and they'd take us to the old country music theater, and we just listen to all these old guys sing classic country songs.
Yeah.
And that's kind of how our roots kind of grew from there.
Dang, it kind of sucks that's not the Oakland Opera anymore because, yeah, that's kind of a, it might have been not have been a real popular place, but the people that loved local music would go there. I had a buddy when we were in high school. He started playing and like he went to a recording studio and recorded some songs, and he was trying to do the thing. He went and tried out for like Nashville Star, and dude, I was his biggest fan. I was like, bro, he had a very good voice, very good guitar picker, but he kind of just phased out of it. And it always bummed me out because I was like, man, if I had that, I would never, ever say quit,
And that's something people have been telling us. Like my song "Enough to Quit" that I just put out, it was kind of based off of that kind of feeling like you're not good enough, or you're phasing out, like you said, or you're not making a dent in where you want to be. And that's kind of what that song's about. And I wrote it because I felt like I was in that place in my life, and I felt like a lot of people and musicians especially, could resonate with that.
Yeah. Artists, period.
But everybody that I've talked to was like, hey man, no matter what you're feeling, you can't quit it if that's what you really want to do, if that's what you're passionate about.
I think that's the difference between people that become great at things. It's not that I think people think like, oh, they were just badass their whole life and they never, no, dude, when they hit that adversity, they turned it up. You know, they didn't stop. And that's how because I'm of the opinion, like, yeah, natural skill is obviously very beneficial. But to me, to be great, that's obsessive. That person is just not accepting no for an answer. They love what they do. And yeah, I think that stands out with some of my favorite artists.
No doubt.
You know, that like there's just that raw emotion in what they sing.
I agree wholeheartedly. Some of the best songs and what makes country music are those lyrics that are from a special place in your soul. I firmly believe that music comes from, like, your real music comes from your soul and what you're feeling. It's kind of what your feelings sound like. And,
so when you're writing, what's that process like? Does it just come to you in the middle of the day? Are you sitting down and making yourself write? Or
that's a great question. So a bunch of different places, man. I woken up at like 3 a.m. and had lines just hit me in the head, and I wrote it down on my notes, and I go back to sleep and go back to it. And then Chace Rains is playing a great song right now.
I know. I love that I'm interviewing you, and I hate not missing his performance, but I've got it recording, so we'll be good.
And I've had songs I've just sat there and just poured my heart out into. Like, Dallas is one of those, and whether it seems like it or not. Enough to Quit was one of those. There's songs I've written just based off of inspiration from other people that's like, man, I really like the way this song sounds. I want to write something that gives me that same feeling that song gave me. And so a lot of different places. Man, I wrote a song called Sad Country Songs in line at Raising Cane's.
Oh, yeah.
And I was in line in Raising Cane's getting chicken strips, and it just kind of came to me.
It just came to you.
I wanted to write like a classic country song, or a song that kind of made me feel like I was sitting in an old bar somewhere, and that's what came out of it. Man.
Well, I love the title because one of my favorite David Allan Coe songs is like sad. I don't know. It's some version of what your song is, but so I was like, oh, I put that one on. But it's funny you say that because America said the same thing. She'll be going to sleep at night, or she said even in REM sleep, and like maybe halfway awake, and something comes, and she's like, if I don't make myself get up and write it down, I'm probably gonna lose it.
Yeah,
but
I mean, I did the same thing in the shower or something like that. You know, we're talking about shower thoughts and all this kind of stuff. That's kind of what it is. I mean, you might not even be thinking about a song, and just some lyrics will hit you in the head out of nowhere. And I mean, I don't know if it's God saying something to you, or if it's just the songwriter in you.
It definitely feels divine.
For sure,
like whatever that is that we tap into, because any artist deals with that. And what's weird is it kind of like you said she said with driving. So she'll just be driving, shower, things that you're kind of mindlessly doing. You're kind of going through the motions, but your mind has, I don't know, it's weird. It's almost like your body's distracted, so your mind is able to just kind of, I don't know. That's what every artist is searching for, is that tapped into the muse, you know, that.
For sure, yeah. Sometimes I'm not even trying to write a song, and something will come. It's crazy, man. But a lot of different techniques to songwriting. I feel like it's the hardest way to write a song to me is just sitting down and trying to do it.
Yeah.
To me, and I don't ever want to force a song, but there's been some songs that I've had random phrases or something in my notes app or whatever, and I kind of put them together.
Have you ever read the book The War of Art?
I've not.
Highly recommend it. It's about that. It's about like how to be disciplined with art, because it is weird, right? It's like if you force it, then it doesn't come out right. It feels wrong. It just like, it's not natural and organic. And he like basically gets into like methods of like how to do that, but also be disciplined at it. It's a really good read.
For sure.
But, well, man, you got anything else you want to plug? Something? Where can everybody find your music?
They can find my music, Spotify, Apple Music, YouTube, Pandora, anywhere you can find music, really. I've got another song come out in January. It's one of my favorite songs that we've done so far. It's just fun to play. It's called Everything About Texas. It's going to be a honky-tonkin' Texas song.
Heck yeah.
And then you can find me on social media at Lane.Bricker on Instagram, Lane Bricker Music on Facebook. Or no, that might just be Lane Bricker now because people started calling me Lane Bricker Music at my shows. And so I had to change it to just Lane Bricker. But,
so many people talk about that. I had a guy on, a tattoo artist, and he was like, his name on there is Professor York, or Prof York, but it's Professor York. But people call him Prof York because that's all they see.
Right.
You know?
So I'm like, I'm on signs or something would say like Lane Bricker Music. I'm like, that's just what my page is called, man. But I mean, it's whatever. And then I can't think of anything. I'm on YouTube too. I need to post more on YouTube, to be honest with you. But Ben, where can they find you?
Just Ben Bricker on Instagram. I don't have a lot going on, but I am on TikTok too, just like every now and then.
Yeah, follow me on TikTok as well.
Yeah, TikTok. All the social media is like all the streaming platforms.
You kind of have to, right? With these days doing any kind of art, like.
If you can't make it to a show, we usually go live at all of our shows, whether the sound quality is very good or not.
Yeah.
Sometimes I'll set the tripod on the stage and be like, "We can't hear what you're saying." He's like, "Yeah, I know. I'm sorry. I didn't have where to put it." You know.
And I'm so bummed, dude. Like I knew not to get my hopes up because I've never done a YouTube live, and I've heard so many people complain about how difficult it is, like with connection and stuff. And I didn't know how the internet situation would be here. But the plan was to live stream this and the show, and I'd like swap back and forth between podcasts, and their internet connection was not having it. So
man, that's the worst, man. I've had to right before a show starts. Like, man, I got to go get this Wi-Fi password real quick. It takes me forever, but. Yeah, we usually go TikTok Live. It's been the move lately. Haven't tried any other ones. Instagram or
I like
YouTube.
TikTok Live. It's well, yeah. I mean, your performance, it's all recorded, so we'll be dropping that with. I'm gonna do some tricks with editing. I'm gonna kind of intertwine it all, and then maybe just release all the performing together as well. But yeah, man, thanks for coming on, dude. And I'd love to do this again, man. We get more into this,
of course.
So this song is about a town not too far away from where we're at, up in Oklahoma. It's called Out About Blues. It goes like this here. Longest night up real high with a rifle in my hand. Whiskey drinks, 40 weeks, cleared my buddy's land. Cleared my buddy's land, won't you hide me, Pop, for the red river is my grave, is my grave. Won't you hide me, Pop, for the red river is my grave, is my grave. Well, well, well. Well, I'd had a good job with a real good pay, watching summer's crop. Made $100 a day, guarding those green tops, guarding those green tops. Won't you hide me, Pop, for the red river is my grave, is my grave. Won't you hide me, Pop, for the red river is my grave, is my grave. Running hard, running fast, trying to get away. Going to the bayou where no one knows my name. No one knows my name. Won't you hide me, Pop, for the red river is my grave, is my grave. Won't you hide me, Pop, for the red river is my grave, is my grave. Well, well, well. that had a job and not a bill, just trying to get ahead now. Friends I've known all of my life, wishing I was dead, wishing I was dead. Won't you hide me, Pa, for the red river is my grave, is my grave. Won't you hide me, Pa, for the red river is my grave, is my grave. Running hard, running fast, trying to get away. Going to the bayou where no one knows my name. No one knows my name. Won't you hide me, Pa, for the red river is my grave, is my grave. Won't you hide me, Pa, for the red river is my grave, is my grave. Won't you hide me, Pa, for the red river is my grave, is my grave. Won't you hide me, Pa, for the red river is my grave, is my grave, is my grave, is my grave, is my.
I'm Chace Rains. This is Dakota Miller, Alistair, Drake. It'll be fine by dustlight, I'm telling you, babe. These things get in your bones and drive your young mind crazy. But when you place your hand between my collar and jaw, I don't know much, but there's no weight at all. And I'm damned if I do, and I'm damned if I don't. 'Cause if I say I miss you, I know that you won't. But I miss you in the morning when I see the sun. Something in yours tells me we're not done. To you I'm just a man, to me you're all I am. Where the hell am I supposed to go? Buried myself in something in the orange tells me you're never coming home. Stare at the way orange touches all things around. Grass, trees, and dew, how much I still hate you. Please turn your headlights around. Say you've been waiting all night. There's fire dancing in your eyes from the bulb light, and your voice only trembles when you try to speak. Take me back to us dancing this wood used to creep. To you I'm just a man, you're all I am. Where the hell am I supposed to go? Buried myself against something in the orange tells me you're never coming home. If you leave today, I'll just stare at the way the orange touches all things around. Grass, trees, and dew, how much I still hate you. Please turn your headlights around. am. Where the hell am I supposed to go? Poison myself again, something in the oil tells me you're never coming home. If you leave today, I'll just stare at the way your soldiers all things around. Grass, trees, and dew, how much I still hate you. Please turn your headlights around. Please turn your headlights around. Please turn your headlights around.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Y'all give it up one more time for Chace Rains Band.